my career choice. When I grow up, I want to be a career criminal. You know, I didn't do that. And it didn't happen overnight. But it was a slow and steady spiral downwards into a lifestyle that was filled with violence, that was filled with pain, that was filled with destruction, that was filled with, I didn't even care about myself, so I didn't care about anything. You know, I would look at people that were coming into prison as victims. You know, somebody walked through the gate, that's how I looked at them. That's how I treated them. Until you show me something different, you're a target for me. I'm going to get what I can out of you, and I'm going to throw you away. You know? If I got a problem with somebody, I'm going to hand you a knife and make you go deal with it for me. And if you don't deal with it for me, I'm going to get one of my other guys that are coming in that are just like you to go deal with you. That's how it is. Very violent, very bloody, very crazy. Other people dictate how your life's going to go. You know, I don't know how many of you have been to juvenile hall, but prison is not the fun times that you're having in juvenile hall right now, let me tell you. You know, I had that perception because, you know, when I went to juvenile hall, it was fun and games, you know. I'm a juvenile, what are they going to do to me? They're not going to send me to prison. Sooner or later, man, they're going to be done with you and say, you know what, juvenile hall's not the place you're going to go. I'm going to send you up there. Go have a taste of what you're, you know, what you're missing out down here. And it's tough. You know, it's all, to be honest with you, it's all racially motivated and lined. And if your race has a problem with another person's, with another race, not only are you involved with it, but not only is your whole race involved with it, but you're involved with it as well because it's your race. So somebody could get up and dictate how your day is going to go, and you're not even knowing it. You could wake up, walk out the door, somebody could get in a fight down the tier, and the whole thing, the whole yard's going down because of that. Because one person's idea of disrespect, respect, you looked at me wrong, you looked at my house, you ate a Cheeto out of homeboy's bag over there. It's as simple as that. I've seen it happen. I've seen one guy just walk down the tier and brush up against another guy, and it's on and cracking for no good reason at all. Just because somebody's having a bad day. When I got out of prison, let me tell you this. I went in at 13, I didn't come out till I was 43. So I did 30 years inside there. The longest time I was out in those 30 years was 10 months. The shortest time I was out was 1 day. I got out of prison in the morning, and I was back in prison that night, waiting to catch the transport back up to the prison the very next morning for another 2 years. After doing 2 years. One day I woke up and I looked at myself and I reflected on where my life was at. You know, what do I want to do with my life? Am I going to continue to do what is broken in me? Or am I going to take a look at my life and see if there's something else out there that can benefit me and help me be a better person and be able to function in society? Because I had no clue how to function in society. I'll tell you, I didn't even know how to go shopping at Walmart. I just shared that. I didn't even know how to go to Winco. You put me in a Winco, I'm going to look for the top ramen because that's what we get in prison. You know? Tell me how to make a meal, I'm going to make it in a plastic bag with a pot of hot water because that's how I made my meals in there. I didn't know how to function out here. When I was a kid, looking back on it, if somebody would have came into one of the classes that I'd have been in and said, hey man, you're headed for a wreck and it ain't no joke. Let me tell you, it ain't no joke. Take a look at your life and see where you could be doing better. You know, see that there's more out there than being trapped in a cage. Because that's what it is, it's trapped in a cage. For 30 years, I woke up in a concrete box that was 16 feet long and 8 feet wide. And I shared it with another man. You know? And believe me, there's no privacy, there's no private bathroom, there's none of that. You know? You're sitting there eating your meal and the guy needs to pass gas, well, suck it up. You know? And if you're in a cell, some of the places I've been in fights with my cellie because they didn't wipe the sink out after they brushed their teeth. Because I felt like that's disrespecting my house. That's how serious it is. There's a lot more out here, man, than you know, there's so much of life that I missed out on that I didn't even know was there. You know, I lived in Redding for 15 years, most of that, you know, in and out of prison, but I didn't even know that there was a river trail. River trail, what's that? Well, that's the place that you know, you can go on a bike and you can ride the river trail all over down to the dam and across. And ride. Why would you do that? I didn't even, until I did it one time and enjoyed it, you know, the nature, the freedom, the birds, the rain, you know, watching the fish jump in the river, man, those are things that you guys probably take for granted that I never even had a clue were out there. There's more to life than getting in trouble. There's more to life than drugs and alcohol because they'll smash on you. They'll bring about so much pain and destruction. You might not see that now, but let me tell you, some people can handle it. Most of us can't. And that's by the statistics. Most of us can't deal with that. I started out smoking pot, went to alcohol. Next thing you know, at 15, I'm sticking a needle in my arm. You know, because I thought that was the cool thing to do. Next thing you know, 30 years of my life went by and I'm still trapped in a concrete box on the inside looking out. I'd much rather be on the outside looking in.